So we want to find the area of the largest rectangle that can be inscribed in the circle x squared plus y squared equals a²b². And this we can rewrite as just x squared plus y squared equals quantity a times b squared. So the radius will just be a times b. And this is a circle centered at 0, 0 with radius AB. Okay, so that's our circle, and we want to put a rectangle inside. So we're going to center the rectangle at 0, 0, and we know that on the right here is x, and this side is also x, and the height is y and y, because the idea is you want to fix a point here, x comma y. So because we're centering around 0, their origin, this is y and this is also y. Okay, so this rectangle should be symmetric about the x and y axis. So the area then will be 2x times 2y, which will be 4xy. Okay, now we know that x squared plus y squared equals ab squared. So y squared will then be ab squared minus x squared, which y will be this plus or minus the square root of ab squared minus x squared. Now, because we want to find the area, it doesn't make sense to multiply by the negative y value, right? Because area should be positive. So we're going to multiply it with positive square root of ab squared minus x squared. And now we can just take the derivative. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to rewrite it as to the 1/2 power, make it easier. So because I want to find the largest area, I want to find the derivative here. So the derivative will have us use a product rule. So the derivative of 4x is 4. Then we're going to leave ab squared minus x squared to the 1/2 power alone. Then we're going to take the derivative of the square root, which will involve us taking down the exponent, leaving the inside the same, subtracting 1 in the exponent, and then multiplying by the derivative of the inside. Okay, so that's the derivative. Now we have to multiply it by 4x. Okay, so now we can simplify. So we have 1/2, and 2 is going to go away. So I'm just going to rewrite the derivative here. We have 4 times square root of ab squared minus x squared. And then this is a negative, so that's minus 4x times ab squared minus x squared, all raised to negative 1/2 power. So at this point, we want to factor out a 4, and then we have the option of factoring out the 1/2 power or the negative 1/2 power. And the rule here is always factor out the one with the smaller exponent, which will just be negative 1/2. Okay. So then we have to multiply by just to the first power. So negative 1/2 plus 1 will give us the half exponent. And then for the other one, we have to subtract x. So now we can continue. We want to set this equal to 0 because we're going to be maximizing this. So I'm going to find the critical point. Now, I can get rid of the 4. I don't really care about that. I'm going to set this equal to 0 because, well, technically this is 1 over the square root of this thing, which when we set equal to 0, it's going to be undefined since it's on the bottom, but that's fine, because the critical point is also where it's undefined. And so we get ab squared equals x squared, so that means x has to be plus or minus ab. And now we have to set this inside equal to 0. And what I'm going to do, just to make it nicer, is multiply everything by -1 and make it look like this. So this, technically, we have to use a quadratic formula. So it's opposite of b, plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we have here a bunch of critical points. We have 2 over here and then 2 over here. So that's a total of 4. So we want to maximize the area. And if we look back, the area was 4x times ab squared minus x squared, the 1/2 power. So let's write that down again. Okay, so if I plug in x equals ab, this part is just going to be 0. So the area is just going to be 0, which doesn't really do anything. And so now that leaves us to use either -1 plus or minus the square root over 2. So if I have -1 minus the square root of 1 plus 4ab over 2, this is going to be negative, right? Because this is negative. This thing is positive, so a negative minus a positive will be negative. Divided by a positive is still negative. So really the only thing that makes sense is to plug in x equals -1 plus the square root of 1 plus 4ab over 2. And so this will cancel. We'll have 2, and then we'll distribute out the 2. So it'll be -2 plus 2 times the square root of 1 plus 4ab. And then that's ab squared minus, we're going to square the denominator. Okay, and then raise it to the 1/2 power. So and yeah, we can simplify this. 1 and 1 will give us 2, but other than that, there's not much, not worth doing much more than this. So this will be our area.